Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator with me, Not Too Old Gamer, on the Norgeholm map. I'm taking some time right now to rebuild some courses. I'm restarting the grain to grain elevator course. So I just got it started recording. I wasn't happy with the last one. I made some of these turns too tight, so this larger trailer couldn't do it. It kept getting stuck. So I'm just doing some housekeeping, rebuilding that. But I thought I would also make a quick note about course play, and specifically how you have to set that up to hopefully, if I did this right, it'll be able to automatically refill and keep going. So previously, I usually set the start point a pretty good ways away from the actual fill point. This time I started recording with the trailer under the fill point. So if I've read correctly, once we finish this, I'll be able to just tell it to start. We'll go through, it'll fill up based on whatever was selected in the course play setup, and keep going. So that way basically the one course will empty a silo if you want it to, which is kind of what I'm going for right now. So let's well, we're just barely making it up this hill. We're going here to the grain elevator, so let's turned in there. I've got a load of barley to take care of in here. I almost ran over that. Head back down. Now I'll stop this recording when it's lined up with the start point, but a reasonable ways from it, so it'll basically finish the course, go to the start point. And if I've read correctly, that should allow it to refill on the way. But we'll obviously try, and it didn't work last time. I think I had the start point set a little wrong, and I've still got FPS problems. I wonder if it's my computer might be having trouble encoding video at the same time as trying to do this, especially when I get near the farm and it's got a lot of other objects that it's trying to render. So my point here is I need to stop it in line with the start point, a ways back from it. So I'm going to let's stop right there. So if I've done this correctly, I'm going to go ahead and save this. Then it should be able to go fill up with goodness, there's a lot of things that it can fill up with. I went past it. That is really irritating. Barley. Okay, so I want to fill up with barley, start course at first waypoint, and drive it. Let's see if it's going to try to fill up. Hey, it worked. That's awesome. So if I've done this correctly, yeah, it gets it this time, but hey, that's something. Alright, that seems to be working. Awesome. My fields are not really ready to do anything yet. I'm gonna hop off and stay down here with the equipment while that guy does his thing. So let's look around. We've got some sales going on, so that's a good thing. I could sell some canola. My canola's down a little bit. Corn's up in price. Might sell that. I just sold all the sugar beets. The horse area is running basically 2x the price, so made sense to go ahead and do that. And I've got some beet pulp I can sell, so I might do that in a few minutes. That's going to be best also down with the horses, I think. Yeah, down with the horses. So I might do that in a minute. I also noticed when I was looking through just before I started recording that the food is looking pretty good for the animals, but I do need to collect some things. So there's a bunch of eggs out to collect. The sheep have several pallets of wool that are done, and the dairy cows, while they're selling the milk automatically, they've got plenty of straw, they've got plenty of water, right, plenty of food. They do have some manure, and specifically some liquid manure building up. The fattening installations, there are 58 pigs and 59 cows that need to be sold. They're both running really, really low on mixed ration, so I'm going to need to take some over there. And then same thing with the chickens. There's over 200 that need to be sold, and they're out of mixed ration as well. So I think this episode is going to mostly be about taking care of the animals. So let's hop in this guy. First thing I want to do is take some mixed ration over. So let's get a tipper. Go get some mixed ration. So I think I've got some already mixed up. So one of the warehouse areas over here is for mixed ration. Let's see. Silage, Mishfooter. So we're at 33,000 already mixed. So let's go load that up. This is one area that I am not enjoying as much on this map. These conveyors will activate as soon as you put a tipper in the right spot. So if you're not careful, you can load up with whatever's on the end, beet pulp or straw, and not get whatever it is you actually want. And we managed to fill that trailer up, so good. wanting to feed... I think I'm going to go start with the chickens, just because they tend to take the least. And I want to make sure... Whoa! That looks like a textures bug or something. I wonder if... Because I'm showing 100% full, but it definitely doesn't look full. That's interesting. Now I do want to check out this guy. I think the barley is about done. Yeah, the barley can do one more load. It won't be a full load, but which I think means I'm going to have to manually start it, so I'll just hang out here for a second. I seem to remember from some of my tests that the course play driver will pause at the beginning point if he's not full. So rather than having to immediately jump back, I'll just hang out here for a second. Yeah, farm silo is empty, so I just need to tell him to drive now. I'll go ahead and hop out and head up here and move that tractor out of the way. And still, that I think something might be wrong with my map or mod or something. The game is not behaving quite right. But I'll figure it out later. As long as it still thinks it's full, that'll be okay. I'm going to go and give mixed ration to the chickens. I think the cows are okay on mixed ration. Let's check. The dairy cows specifically. They've got 19,000 mixed rations, so I feel like they're probably okay for the time being. But the chickens were definitely out. I learned the hard way, if you close that door while the trailer's in it, you get some very strange looking glitches, and it is quite difficult to get your trailer out of there sometimes. Alright, so mixed ration, it now thinks we're full, and the texture, or the model that shows the level in the trailer, appears to be right again. I'm not going to try to unload at the dairy, just because I know they've got a lot and they can probably still eat a lot. So let's head back down and take care of our fattening areas. I'm definitely noticing when I'm getting down towards the farm, I'm really getting jumpy in terms of the frames per second that I'm able to render. So I think I definitely need to go take a look at the logs and see if I've got some errors popping up or something. It could have been a mod pack that I added or updated, because I do have several mods from other maps that have been added. So one more thing to look at. But for right now, let's go go feed these guys. There's always something to keep you busy. Now, unlike the chickens, these doors will open automatically, so that's nice. There are things inside you can run into that I just demonstrated. Let's hit unload, and okay, they got what they needed. What they needed. So let's go look at the fattening installations. They both have plenty of mixed ration now. I've got decent amounts of the other things. They've got manure and slurry that both need to be collected. So I'm gonna go drop this mixed ration back off at the warehouse area. And then see about maybe getting some manure turned into compost would probably be a good thing to do. Just putting that back since we don't need it. Probably will need to go mix some more. The mixing process is a little interesting. One of the ways you can do it is to use your front loader and pick up bales or pick up bucketfuls of the different things that you need to put into mixed ration: hay or grass, straw, and silage. The other way is just run the mixing wagon under the conveyors. And that's got an interesting thing to it. Let's go do that real quick, just because it's interesting. I'd really like to go collect the silage and try out the silage, or not silage, the slurry, and try out the slurry pit that's sitting there. But I'm not entirely sure what's going to work. I kind of want to get the big slurry tanker, but it requires having one of the trucks to pull it, or a dolly. I'd really rather just go with the truck and get a larger tipper to take things to sell. There we go. Alright. So this is going to be twitchy enough without a lot of lag. While we're getting ready to do that, let me go and get this back together. So this guy, there's nothing, there's no more barley left in that silo. So I'm actually just going to pull this guy off to the side and park him. So this is the area that I would really like to try out. Haven't really done anything yet. Looking up that word on Google Translate, it looks like it's liquid manure slurry. Wonder if I can. Oh, looks like I can go in. That's probably not the best plan in the world. Let's see if I can get out. There we go. Yeah, I can get out. That was going to be an awkward way to end an episode if I'd gotten stuck in the slurry pit. Kind of embarrassing, but fortunately I didn't. Alright, let's go get that mixing wagon filled up. I think while I'm doing it, I'll try to mix a few loads. The key thing here is to, when you finally get the everything in the mixing wagon, you want the percentage of your mixture to be inside those bands. So the first thing I'm doing, just because it's where it sits, is I want to fill up straw, and I'd like to get it up close to that number. I think it's right at 5,000 is where hopefully it's not. Then I need grass, and I need to get the grass up to, I want to say it's up to 60%. The lagging is making that a little tough. And finally I need the silage. And this is the part that I need to make sure I don't get too much. Yeah. I'm gonna need more hay. Alright. And let's get a little more silage. And I'm not sure if that's... It looks like it is just barely sufficient, so I got too much straw in it. Or more than I really wanted, but it looks like I'm okay. Looks like everything's bluish green. So let's go see if this can be unloaded at the total mixed ration area. Okay, it is reading it as TMR. Huh, that's interesting. It's outputting to that side, yet going into the warehouse. Oh, it must be off-center on the trigger. No worries. Alright, let's try that again. What about 5,000 straw? Yeah, I got almost 6,000. That's more than I really wanted. Let's fill that to about there. And then... Okay, great. That's a better mix. Not so close to the boundaries. And still with a lot of straw, because that's it's relatively abundant. And this time we're unloading on the right side. Very interesting. I'm not quite sure how it is deciding which side to animate, but it's interesting stuff. While I'm working on feed, there we go. I'll probably do a couple more of those off camera, but I do want to walk over and check the status boards, make sure. We've got plenty of wheat, plenty of canola, and quite a bit of corn. How's our silage pit doing? It's 91% full and 99% compacted. Probably try to fill that up a little bit, but let's just go ahead and blanket it. There we go. So I'll get fermented, and I'll have some more silage in a bit. Now, how much is it? I know I really would like to buy the the truck, $285, and then the animal trailer, the large tipper, and the slurry tanker, which is another, I think those are almost 100K each. You know, the slurry tanker is 75, the large tipper, the largest of the stock tippers, is 98, and the animal trailer is 85. So yeah, pretty expensive proposition. But I could get the animal trailer. Let's do that. That could be fun. I wanna see what how that works. And let's go with a nice blue. So that's kind of cool. There it is. Let's go sell some chickens. I have to remember I can't make turns nearly as tightly with something this size. And again, something's happened to the stoplights, so I'll need to figure that out. Wow. I tell you what, I'm gonna stop this and go try to figure out what's taking up so many resources, and then I'm gonna come back. So I will continue this episode with a part 2.